Okay, so we've got selections of baits here, guys. These are the
Yep.
ones that you use sort of all year round. Can you just tell us a little bit about the bait you use and a few reasons why?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't really use, I know obviously there's a massive amount of carp baits on the market these days, isn't there?
Sure,
But,
yeah.
but I kind of think of my bait almost as a tool, basically,
Right.
just to do a certain job.
Right.
You know, I think it's important that A, it's a really good quality, as high quality as possible,
Yeah.
and B, as fresh as possible as well.
Right.
I use boilie.
Yep.
I use a couple of little bits of particle, but the majority of my approach kind of centres around, because I'm fishing the same waters all the time.
Yeah.
I kind of think, like if you're just turning up with, you know, some pellets and some bright pop-ups, I always kind of think you're at square one every time you turn up.
Yeah.
You're never
Yeah.
ever building
Just
on
nicking
anything.
something, innit?
Yeah,
Trying to
you're
nick
just
something.
getting a bite.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I'm kind of, that went in my teeth. Yeah, I think like over the course of a season, you know, putting a food source in, you know,
Yeah.
a really good, you know, quality, high nutritional value boilie, you're kind of each session, you're always building on your approach. So
Sure, yeah.
in theory, things are always going to get better. So yeah, being sort of a bit of a bait guru, what do you think of that? That's my boilie.
Yeah, well, looking at it, it looks like a smells and tastes like a fish meal.
Yep.
Robin red as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit of robin red in there.
Absolute classic, classic combination, I must admit. Which, to be fair, screams big carp to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's classic big carp attractor. A couple of other bits and bobs in there as well, but fundamentally it's the CC Moore's Odyssey XXX.
Okay, yeah.
Which is fantastic bait. Really high levels of GLM.
Good track
which, again,
record, yeah.
Another really good track record. So yeah, just a brilliant bait. I use it in a few different sizes. These are 16s, obviously, but I also like the little ones as well, the 12s.
Sure.
And I often think it's quite nice to use like a couple of different sizes just to, you know, kind of keep the fish guessing, basically. So they're picking up different sizes, so they don't just get used to, you know, picking that one thing up.
Yeah.
More chance of them sussing your rig if they're always picking
Sure.
the same thing up. As well as the boilies, I use an awful lot of hemp. Again, you know, it's just another no-brainer, really. Classic carp attractor.
Exactly.
You know, it's caught more big carp than you could ever possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And I also use it to kind of prep and prime spots as well.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you can put, you know, 3 or 4 jars of this onto a spot that's got a bit of weed on it.
Yeah.
In a week or so's time, that's going to be nice and clear. You know, your rig's going to be much more presentable, you know, and the carp will be tuned into finding it.
Yeah.
That, you know, they'll come back and they'll eat every single little grain of that.
And it tells you if it's being visited, I think, as well.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
spot,
absolutely. Yeah, almost like a bit of an indicator. What a nice little trick that I do, which kind of is something that I've kind of kept quite close to my chest, actually, because it's worked so well, has been to prepare my bait kind of 24 hours actually before fishing.
Yeah.
What I do is I get a jar of this. The CC Moore stuff's great because it's got loads of water in it.
Yep.
And obviously all the hemp's cooked in there. So it's, I mean, you can see the little droplets of oil
Yes,
around the top. That's all the natural hemp oils. And
Yeah.
so I'll put, you know, 1 or 2, depending on how much I want to use, into a bucket.
Yeah.
And then I'll put maybe, I don't know, a bag like that, say like a kilo of boilie,
bait, yeah.
into that as well. All the boilie will disappear because it's literally like under the water in the hemp.
Yeah.
And I'll give that sort of 24 hours just to take it all in before I
Right.
start. So by the time you get there, your boilie has kind of like rehydrated itself, and it'll take on loads of that hemp water. It'll be really soft, almost it'll be like it's been in the water for sort of 24 hours.
So almost
already.
washed out sort of bait.
Yeah, almost washed out, but washed out with all that amazing hemp
and
water,
replaced with all that hemp oil,
which kind of normally, you know, if you just spot that out, all that water gets lost.
It's away.
It just disappears into the water column and it's gone. So all that attraction is gone. Whereas if you soak your baits in it, it locks it all into the bait. And you'll notice when you put it in, you open it up the next morning and practically all the water will be gone. It's just all inside the boilies.
Right.
That's a really, really top tip. Use tigers quite a lot as well.
Yep.
Again, you know, during the summer, it's just...
Oh, I've caught God knows how many fish.
Yeah, fantastic bait. You know, and again, sometimes a little bit of the tiger water in with the same mix, handful of nuts.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the only other couple of things I use really that I keep in my bag all the time are the CC Moore's black nuts.
I like the look of them. They look fantastic.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're really good. Kind of look almost like a little snail.
Yeah, like a little chrysalis.
Really natural.
Almost. Yeah.
You know, if you're stalking or something in the edge, it's not blatant. It's the kind of thing, you know, that they're not going to spook off.
No.
Certain situations, absolutely brilliant bait.
Yeah.
And the other one is a bit of a forgotten bait, but incredible, are Brazils.
Brazils, yeah, very much so.
Incredibly oily, incredibly attractive, and they're actually naturally balanced as well, because the amount of oil in them, they're actually partially buoyant anyway.
So they're very light, yeah.
Yeah, so they're really light, ideal for fishing over weed and things like that. So yeah, that's about it really. Other than my little bright ones, which are tucked away in my bag somewhere, that I always keep just for single hook
Just
baits.
in case, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. But yeah, that's about it really.
Excellent.
Simple, effective, but just something I know I can trust.
Trusted, exactly. Well,
Trust
thanks
is
for,
the key, isn't it? The
it's
bait,
it, and the
definitely.
track record of all those products.
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on. Well, thanks for the insight. And,
No worries, mate.
Yeah, spot on.